Well, howdy, kids. It's Thursday. On a week before a city council meeting, you know what that means? Our recycling goes out. No, that's not what it means. It means I'm back on my bullshit. Well, I think the recycling needs to go out because the map that we got with the instructions we got, let me show you. They're just a little unclear. A little fuzzy, a little hard to read. But if I look at it correctly, well, I think they're going to come to the front of my house to pick up the recycling. So let's go. I live on a corner lot, so it's not really that big of a deal for me to drag it out to the front of my house. And my yard's flat. Why don't I just go through my yard instead of around? Well, I got dogs, and dogs leave landmines. Well, I also got an email from the city today that has the agenda for next week. I hope this is correct. The instructions weren't very clear. City used to pick up my recycling in the alley, but the map, that really crystal clear one, didn't come with a lot of instructions. But the way the route runs, it runs down the middle of my street, and my neighbor signed up as well. And our dots are in front of our house. Got the agenda, printed it out, read it a couple of times. I'm gonna have to read it a couple more times. I got a very serious question. Cover the first things first. 3, 4 old things. Ordinance final readings include a public hearing, and I'm not sure which of the ordinances that's going to be for, but we've got the training officer, the change in the lieutenants and captains of the fire department, swimming pool rates, and then the compensation plan for our part-time employees, as well as Table 3 civil service non-exempt pay rates. But Resolution A on here is interesting. It has to do with Urban Renewal Authority and reconstitution of the body. Up until now, the composition of the body of the Urban Renewal Authority has been all 9 counselors. And that's it, nobody else involved in it. And there's been a lot of people who felt that we should have some expertise. Depending on who you ask, they'll say either the devil's in the details or heaven's in the details. Well, the details here matter, and I have some concerns. Major change is going to be, it's no longer going to be 9 members, it's going to be 7 members. Only one of those members is going to be a city council person. The sentence that strikes me as terrifying, all members shall be appointed by the mayor, subject to confirmation by city council. Now that is just the beginning of the concern that I have. The next sentence, a majority of the members shall be residents of the city of Parkersburg. Well, if there's 7 people on the committee, that means 3 of them can come from anywhere outside of the city and influence decisions made on how the city is spending money. I'm not sure that I think that that is an appropriate idea, but there's a caveat. That caveat is the qualifications, because they're looking for 4 members that will possess necessary experience and expertise in areas of banking, real estate, finance, development, planning, policy, construction, land preservation, or another practical field. We may not have enough people come forward to volunteer to be picked and then be picked with those qualifications. I mean, getting people with these qualifications in theory sounds outstanding. I worry that money will be an influence in this, because if we can have 3 people who from outside the city or don't reside in the city, names like Astorg come up because they are an influential family that owns a car dealership, and I don't know how I feel about that. I've heard rumors. Now, the almost comical addition, the last section of this sets up a rotating schedule. If you know anything about the history of our committees in Parkersburg, I have pointed out some issues about our rotating schedule and how we have had appointments that didn't comply with our basic rules on rotating schedules under committee leadership and committee membership. Now, once this is approved, they've pretty much got 90 days to get their shit together and figure out who they're going to nominate and approve. I suspect there's already a list out there or a strong indication of who they might choose. I think this could be a good thing, but my concern is that they're appointed all by the mayor. And I know he has his favorites, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a particular name that showed up for this. I'll let you guess who he is, because of course, what would John Reed think? But that's enough about what's coming up at the city council meeting next week. Except for one other thing, I got to go out and buy a purple t-shirt. The group that is running the petitions for recall of the mayor and Andrew Borkowski at this time have asked that people that show up that support the power of the people to recall representatives to wear purple. You know what? I absolutely support that right. Because for the last year and a half or so, or however long I've been attending these damn meetings, I have spoken often about the power of the people and how the power of the people has been diluted. And it's not just here locally, it's at a state level and it's at a federal level as well. Because at the local level, the state level, and the federal level, we have been serving the interests of profits or serving the interests of corporations more than we've been serving the interests of people. Now, that's a complex and convoluted history on its own, and there are people out there that are covering that better than I ever could. So I'm going to stick to city issues. Well, kids, that's about all I got for you today. We're in this together. It's a community. Take care of yourselves, take care of your neighbors, and be good to each other. And we'll see what happens here at the city council meeting on Tuesday. As always, you know that I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.